Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry, the most delectable Chupacabra man, and we're back for some more indie gamification here today, checking out Hive Jump. We'll be playing a little bit of this today, and I've been meaning to play Hive Jump for a while. I checked it out a long time ago, back when it was in early development for its Kickstarter project. I was actually the first person that they sent their demo build out to. And this is an interesting title. It's an arcade shoot-'em-up that you can have up to 4 friends, and you have to blast through a bunch of alien insects that are slowly infesting the galaxy. Because, you know, humans and other alien species that are humanoid, they're always so high maintenance. They don't want to let aliens eat their organs, or infest their brains, or lay eggs in their houses, so we gotta stop the alien invaders. And we're gonna play some of the campaign, and I did mean to play more of this back when it was in early access, but the campaign wasn't out until it went into full release. So right now we are starting out inside of a planet where bugs have begun invading, and there's 2 components to this. You can take over different bases in an overworld map, and then you can also invade these different bases as you go. So I just kind of derped around, and they kind of got the better of me. And I lost this base here in the middle. But we've got lots of troopers, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take back this base here. This is taken over by the Ordovician Hive. And we're going to see if I can't recover this. Now this is going to be the arcade portion, where you can select a bunch of different jump troopers that have a bunch of different skins you can unlock, which is kind of cool. This doesn't really do anything, it just makes you look cool. Like, you can get a cool robot, which I kind of like. I almost wish there was more robots that you could unlock, because some of these characters just kind of look bland versions of the other ones. You can unlock different insignias, different glowy colors for your trooper. Like, I can be blue if I wanted to. Then I can also unlock a variety of different weaponry, which is kind of nice. I'm not sure that's enough weaponry to really give this game longevity, but if you're playing this as like a kind of fun arcade couch co-op game with your friends, I think it'll do pretty well. And that's another thing with this. Like, when this game was coming out back in Kickstarter, it's made by Graphite Labs and it's out for right now for $20 on Steam if you're curious. When it was coming out, everybody was really putting a lot of emphasis on couch co-op campaigns and not really doing nearly enough to try and support online co-op. Because I like couch co-op and all when I happen to be going to a friend's place for a party of some variety. But the thing that I don't like is when you only do couch co-op. Because a lot of people in this day and age, a lot of gamers, are adults. They're working professionals, and that means that they don't always have time to constantly go back and forth between everyone's house every single evening that they want to play. Like, you get home, you're tired, you just kind of want to boot up your computer and do this. Oh, I have exploded. So that's how the respawn mechanic works. As long as your backpack is in good repair, you pretty much don't have to worry about it. You will always come back to life to shoot these alien goo bags. I don't think calling them goo bags is a racial slur term, but it's fine. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's Fall Wasteland. Gonna blow up all these hives. These little burrows, I should say, so that they don't come back out. And this game was definitely inspired by things like Starship Troopers, the Zerg from StarCraft. All those classical creatures that make for a really compelling story, because the idea that you'd get, like, aliens invading the planet slowly is kind of interesting to me. Just invading the quadrant of the galaxy. There's also some environmental hazards. There's all sorts of stuff you can do if you want to buy this in a 4-pack when it's on a sale, and go bonkers with your friends. And it's definitely improved a lot from when I first played it, because when I was first playing it, it was a bare bones demo, where they just had a bunch of really overpowered guns that could just one-shot everything, and you just went around mauling the pants off of all of the different critters. What are you guys doing? Some of these insects that fly are kamikaze pilots, I would describe them as, where they fly up to you with a giant goo sack and explode, it looks like. I haven't actually let them get close to me, which I think is probably for the best, because they look like some pretty spicy campers. Now, the other thing that we've got is we have a bunch of different colors of goo that we can collect. They're either used as money to upgrade our equipment, or they're used like this bug to heal ourselves. Which admittedly, as long as you're kind of good about not running headfirst into a giant wave of enemies, and your backpack explodes, which is used to resurrect you, you should be fine, really. Like, there's no reason why you should be constantly dying. It's certainly easier if you have a bunch of friends, because then they could defend your corpse while you're respawning, but it's not really mandatory per se. I would definitely not say it's mandatory. And somewhere in here, I believe there is a boss or a queen that we need to kill. Otherwise, I'm not sure how we reclaim the bases. Because when I was playing this before, you just kind of had a roguelike mechanic while it was in early access testing everything. So you roamed around through daily challenge modes and tried to kill all the critters that you could find. That was very early on in early access. So things have definitely changed. I mean, they've got the story mode, which wasn't around before. And then they've got a bunch of new enemies and weapons and skins and stuff. So there's lots to see. Hey, don't you make me explode, you butt nugget. All right, that's better. The nice thing about that backpack, too, is that it makes things explode near it. So it makes clearing out these enemies super easy. All right. Was that a healing goo? I could have sworn that was a purple healing goo, but I don't see the healing goo anywhere. Okay, oh, that's what I was worried about. Trouble with these little caves that they come out of is that they can come out of them at pretty much any time. So that can be a smidgen a bit annoying. Also, that was an explosion of flavor right there. This is basically like a bizarre trip to Flavor Town, if I really had to describe it. Okay, there's an upgrade down over there that I want. And I can't really get through a lot of these little things because... Is this an upgrade or is this just an item? No, it's grenades. Okay, I'll take grenades. I'm completely fine with grenades. So yeah, I mean, this is Hive Jump. There's not a ton to say about it. It's just a cool little shoot 'em up that you can play with friends. It's very arcadey. Ideally, you'd probably want to kill all of the alien goo bags before they take over the galaxy. But you know, if you leave one or two, like in Ender's Game, I don't think anyone would really be all that mad at you. You know, eventually your alien babies would come back to kill humanity again, and people would probably be pretty spicy about that at that point. But up until then, it'll be fine. You can have your weird alien gross children. You'll all have, like, weird picnics where they liquefy the insides of cows and suck out the juices when you're sitting there on the veranda. It'll be great. 10 out of 10 material. And these guys, these little flying dudes that shoot really fast, do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. Oh, don't explode on me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Billy. Hey, no one asked you. Crab McGillicuddy. Yeah, I mean, all these aliens feel like they belong as a part of a hive. You've got worker drones, defensive drones that try to touch your butt. I like it. It's got all those accoutrements that I would expect. Upgrades that kind of make sense over time, I feel, would be a good way to describe it. So let's see. I'm not really sure where we're going in here. I think I said this... Ooh, hello, is that a gun? I guess that's my gun. From when I died a minute ago. But I think I said before at some point that it would be kind of nice if you could get... Oh, that's a little sand trap on the ground. It would have been nice to get some type of mini-map that would tell you where you've been in a level, or where you still have yet to go, but they don't really give you that necessarily. So let's see here. We've got a bunch of goo. So why don't we upgrade our rifle to level 2, which will be great. So that's fine. Can Can't really upgrade the old grenades. Can't really upgrade the telefrag. We could unlock a different grenade, but we don't have quite enough ooze for that, so we'll stick with the regular grenade, and we will continue to the next area. I think we're gonna go into the next level, and eventually we'll probably run into a boss that will allow us to take over this little shindig. I can definitely say that having tested this with a few people I used to work on videos with, that it's a lot nicer with friends, because things just go faster, it feels a lot more arcadey and entertaining, and everybody gets like a boatload of different laser blasty weapons like shotguns and death rays, so the whole thing just feels a lot more entertaining when everybody's going nuts with their guns. Once you get some unlocks and you start getting things like newer grenades, it's just flippin' fantastic. Although, I wish you could get more grenades, because constantly having to use grenades to get into places is tricky when you also need grenades to kill certain enemies, and it's the only way you have of dealing with them. Okay, Jumpy Boy's dead. What's in here? Yay! Ooze! Yay! I love ooze. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Healing ooze. Hey! Can I get a bug zapper that just follows me around? Like, is that a Jump Core invention? Where they just give you a giant explosive bug zapper that you can just have follow you around and stuff just flies into it? And speaking of bug zappers, like, I just got a new neighbor earlier this year, and they have a humongous bug zapper outside of their porch, and I've never actually been around a bug zapper that's been that big before. So when I was sitting there talking to him the other day, when I went over to visit and see what was up and if they needed help with anything, I heard what sounded like snapping branches, and it turns out it was just their huge-ass bug zap. Oh, that would be the roof. Their huge-ass bug zapperino. And that was crazy. That thing is hella loud. That was just redonkulous. So that was an interesting experience, to say the least. I don't think oh, where did you come from? Get out of here, you frickin' dinky. Hey, grenades. I kind of wish we could get more upgrade or weapon crates, but I guess I'll take it. Fuck it. There are worse things to have in the world than explosives. I mean, I'm American. That kind of comes with the territory, you know? Explosives, making things explode, being dead. Oh, hey, you. Get out of here with your laser beams of bug jism. Actually, what would a bug shoot at you? Like slime, acid, murder? Where does this go? Okay, it goes to another area in the level that's full of bad touch. Okay. That's... No! Bad touch! Bad touch! Okay, this is like a little timed mission, too, where we have to avoid getting killed by anything. And now we have knockback immunity. That is actually pretty flippin' sweet. And there's a dude. Private Grizzly Bear. One of my buddies got blown up by a swollen egg. This purple goo came out of it and it saved it. And I saved it. Here, why don't you take the purple goo? Yay, purple goo. The healing goo. Okay, I didn't realize these used to just be doors that would teleport you around the level. I didn't realize there were good things in there. That's why I was ignoring them before. But if there's bacon, oh, I'm all about that laser bacon. So I'd also imagine that as you get further along in this game, you get more and more deadly enemies that try to touch you in places, which is always a plus, especially if you like killing things. I'll just sit here and blow all this stuff up. So I think this would be a very good buy for somebody if you're looking for a shoot 'em up, especially if you're looking for one to play with friends. I haven't checked the matchmaking, if there is some easy way of matchmaking with other people. I would imagine that there is. I can't imagine there's a reason why not. I think it's really lame that you can't blow up these things. You'd imagine space age explosive technology would pretty much torch all of the environmental objects, with the caveat of obviously you're wasting valuable explosives to get rid of them if you want to. I feel like that could be a thing. more terrain destruction is always hilarious and amusing to have in a game. You can never have too much of it, honestly. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that those other guys explode all over the place. Which is super rude, but I guess I'll take it. They give me more goo. There's little hints of it here and there, but I always kind of wanted to have a praying mantis alien in one of these, even watching Starship Troopers, because praying mantis is like my favorite insect of all time. It's the most malicious, eat you while you're still alive critter, probably in the insect kingdom next to, you know, spiders slowly starting to liquefy you. But technically those are arachnids. They're a part of the greater classification for insects. But they're not insects or beetles, they're spiders. But yeah, I would have always been like nice to have a giant creepy praying mantis, because there was a book series I used to read called Lion's Pride about this telepathic family, and their shtick was they were fighting bugs like these that would start hives, and the queen for the hive would look like a giant praying mantis with delicate hands that did really dexterous things. Where are these flying guys coming from? I don't even know. There's a bunch of stuff lower down here that I kind of want to get into. So let's see what's down hither and yondering for. Oh, the spikes. I don't like the spikes. Why is it always gotta be spikes? The hive is swarming? Oh, hey, oi, oi, oi. That's probably bad. It's probably bad. It's probably bad. It's fine, it's fine. So if you take too long, I guess this is what happens. The hive swarms. Ah! No! Not my backpack! Not my juicy backpack! No! Get it! Ah! No! Save me, Batman! Save me with your strong arms and your weird black magic! Okay, that's better. We almost died there, like proper died. I hate these mushrooms, they are pure evil. Huh. So swarming's the thing. I've never quite taken my time like this before in this game. That's certainly something to be concerned about. Alright, well at least there's like a hidden timer. Although it doesn't really seem to have dramatically changed the dynamic of the game. I'm sure if I was just a little bit more patient and waited for all of the enemies to come to me, I probably would have had a supremely easy time of killing all of them. I think it's a smart design choice to... Oh, come on. To make it so that... Don't blow up my backpack, you spicy devils. To make it so that those jumping guys can always kind of get to you at some point. Because that makes a lot of sense that the giant hive defenders would have a really good time of blasting through things to get to you. And touch your butt. And jump around. Jump up and get down. Okay, I better get through here. They're starting to swarm, which is bad. Alright, I definitely have enough to upgrade this yet again. So... Alright, we fully upgraded that now, which is great. And then what kind of sticky casing? That would be nice. Proximity trigger. Remote detonator, poison cloud, cluster casing. Let's get that sticky bomb. The sticky bomb sounds delicious. Let's equip that. Alright, let's go see how this does. Highly upgraded. Oh, it's the queen! No! No! I need an adult, probably. Ow. Okay, I gotta shoot the weird nipple. The weird blaster nipple. Yeah, this is what the queen looks like. Isn't she spicy? Or it? I don't know if it has a gender, per se, to be honest with you. Okay, whoa. She does a shit ton of damage. That is a little bit ridiculous. kind of annoying to avoid stuff in this, I will be honest with you. But it's not completely awful, just mostly. Oh, no, not my backpack. Oh well. So yeah, that's Hive Jump. I haven't played a lot of it yet. I need to get into the swing of things, but I like it. I mean, it's nice. You can definitely blast around with your friends and have a lot of fun and get used to it. It's a lot of explodey fun. So that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.